guy has only been certified for 2 weeks and already she's had her first fine.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most remarkable canines that have played significant roles in cracking criminal cases and ensuring justice is served.
Coco would have been able to take them to where Merily was. Coco ended up being our saving grace.
Number 10. The $1 million drug bust. For 8 years, a German Shepherd named Baloo faithfully served the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office in Tennessee as a canine deputy.
Smithies, I've just seen the most heroic dog on television.
Just days before his retirement in February 2018, Baloo played a crucial role in uncovering a major drug shipment. During a routine traffic stop, Baloo detected a suspicious scent emanating from a semi-truck passing through the state. The dog sniffed around the vehicle and ultimately led deputies to a concealed compartment on the flatbed containing over a dozen kilos of narcotics.
There's more than a dozen.
In total, the estimated value of the seized drugs amounted to about $1 million. The driver of the truck was swiftly arrested and charged with felony manufacture, sale, and delivery of a controlled substance.
It's a controlled substance.
Number 9. A mysterious death. Upon discovering the body of a 59-year-old woman in her Paris apartment, police initially suspected that she had taken her own life. However, her family insisted that she had been murdered.
Well, now that ain't the way we saw it. It was murder, pure murder!
To thoroughly investigate these claims, authorities turned to the woman's dog Scooby, who was present during the incident. Just like his crime-fighting cartoon namesake, Scooby became a crucial witness in the case and was actually called up to testify in court. When presented with a suspect to gauge its reaction, the dog reportedly, quote, barked furiously. While this wasn't sufficient evidence to indict the suspect, Scooby was commended by the judge for his, quote, exemplary behavior and invaluable assistance throughout the case.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo!
Number 8. A thwarted museum theft. In October 2010, authorities in Hillsboro, Oregon responded to a security alert at the Rice Northwest Museum of Rocks and Minerals. While conducting a search of the premises with a canine, deputies found a bike and a backpack.
Police say it took a canine team to find 36-year-old Gregory Liaskos out in the woods near the Rice Museum.
Their investigation extended to a wooded area where the dog unexpectedly began tugging at some moss on the ground. To their surprise, the moss was actually a man dressed in a camouflage suit who let out a yell as the dog bit him.
It's a suit that covers your entire person so that it's very difficult to see you when you're out here.
The man, Gregory Liaskos, was arrested and charged with burglary and criminal mischief. Liaskos had strategically cut a hole in the bathroom wall in an attempt to gain entry into the museum.
Pretty elaborate plan.
Would have had to be.
He was later sentenced to 16 months in prison. Number 7. A foiled kidnapping. In the early hours of July 26, 2016, California Sheriff's Deputy Josh Stone and his canine partner Deja responded to a call regarding the kidnapping of a teenager from her grandmother's home.
She knows if she finds what she's looking for, she gets her reward, and that's what keeps her going.
According to reports, the abductor had dragged the victim through the woods, leaving fresh drag marks and abandoning her purse along the way. All Deja needed was a few scent articles belonging to the victim.
We knew we had something, and she just kept on it from there.
The dog swung into action, tracking the scent directly to the front door of a house where authorities found the kidnapped girl and her captor. She was reunited with her mother, while the suspect was apprehended on multiple charges including kidnapping and domestic battery.
Outcomes like that make the training worth it.
Number 6. A familial murder. It took just 30 seconds for a canine named Caddy to solve a murder in Uttarakhand, India.
German Shepherd Caddy in Uttarakhand caught the suspect in the murder case registered on March 6 this year.
The case centered on the death of 21-year-old Shakib Ahmed, whose body was found in a field bearing multiple injuries. Police also found a piece of Ahmed's clothing a few meters away, which they presented to Caddy to sniff. They then assembled a lineup of suspects, which included some of the victim's family members. Within 30 seconds, the dog began barking at one of the victim's cousins, Kazim. Acting on this, police questioned Kazim and obtained a confession from him.
He was then arrested.
For her exceptional crime-solving efforts, Caddy received a cash prize and the prestigious title of Best Personnel of the Month. Number 5. The death of Merily Cox-Lafferty. Before her death in 2016, Merily Cox-Lafferty lived with severe epilepsy and was largely dependent on her service dog Coco.
Little did she know that that service would continue even after she was murdered.
When Cox-Lafferty went missing on August 18th, it was Coco who helped police determine what exactly happened to her. Coco was found wandering the streets on the day of her owner's disappearance and eventually led authorities to the house of Cox-Lafferty's on-again, off-again boyfriend, Stacy Robert Willis.
When Merily was 16, her and Stacy Robert Willis dated, and Merily would tell you that he was her first love.
Over the next month, police investigated Willis and ultimately arrested him for aggravated murder. It was revealed that he had killed Cox-Lafferty in a fit of anger and buried her remains in a shallow grave. Willis later pleaded guilty and received a prison sentence of 15 years to life.
I think Coco, she's beautiful, and it hurts me to think what she may have seen.
Number 4. The murder of Vivek. A heated argument between 4 individuals in Ghaziabad, India took a tragic turn, resulting in the death of a man named Vivek. On March 31, 2020, Vivek was reportedly riding his motorcycle when he collided into a car carrying 3 men: Mohsin, Adil, and Salman. Sadly, Vivek's body was discovered in a field the following day. To aid in the investigation, police brought a tracker dog named Lena to the crime scene. After sniffing around, Lena led officers to the suspect's hangout spot, which was close to their house. This vital lead, plus additional evidence from an informant, enabled the police to apprehend all 3 men. They ultimately confessed to killing Vivek after the collision and discarding his remains in the field. Number 3. The capture of a double murder suspect. In December 2018, Robert Stewart fled police after fatally shooting 27-year-old Ryan Halby and his mother Candy in Maryville, Indiana. Among the pursuit team were Stanko Glidgic and police canine Radar. The dog picked up Stewart's scent and led the team through the snow to his hiding place in a backyard shed. Despite Officer Glidgic's orders for Stewart to surrender, he repeatedly refused. What happened next must have been quite a shocker for the suspect. Radar burst into the shed and was able to drag Stewart outside to allow the police to place him under arrest. He was charged with the double murder, while Radar and Glidgic were honored as the city's Employees of the Month.
I concur.
Number 2. A case of arson. A house went up in flames early on November 5, 2001. The father of the home, Eric Parsons, managed to escape unhurt, but his wife Cheryl and their 4 children weren't so lucky. Initially, it seemed like an accidental fire, probably the result of faulty wiring.
Bad wiring, sorted out.
However, suspicions arose when arson investigators arrived at the scene with their dog Alex. In Eric Parsons' car, Alex quickly picked up traces of an accelerant. Subsequently, he identified similar traces on Parsons' clothes and on his children's beds.
Suspicious.
The prosecution portrayed Parsons as an overbearing husband with a history of violence towards his wife. He was ultimately found guilty of arson and murder and sentenced to 25 years to life in prison. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The disappearance of Kimberly Shamsky. For over 3 months, the whereabouts of 36-year-old mother of 2 Kimberly Shamsky remained unknown.
No leads? Suspicions?
Shamsky reportedly left her family home in Burlington County, New Jersey on May 8, 2001 and vanished without a trace. Her husband Thomas, a construction worker involved in a building project at the time, succumbed to a drug overdose 2 months later. Shortly after, police searched the building Thomas was working on with a trained detection dog named Eagle. Eagle detected the smell of decomposition, leading authorities to discover Shamsky's remains in the wall. Turns out her husband had murdered her, wrapped her body in plastic, and cemented it into the building's walls. Unfortunately, Thomas passed away before he could face legal consequences. What other possum crime-solving canines have you heard of? Let us know in the comments below.
Nice work, rookie.
You're a credit to the force.
Additional generic cop compliment, Brian. Thanks.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.